A couple years ago, my friend Eric lost his beloved wife of 15 years to cancer, and it was quick. It was an all too brief few weeks between her diagnosis and death. Grief enfolded him. The light was gone from his eyes. Meeting with him some months after the loss of his beloved, I saw there was something different as we looked at one another. Grief was still an ever-present reality, but something had shifted in the way he held his eyes. When I asked him how he was doing, he said he had recently had a revelation. He had recently taken to heart that a hard day does not necessarily mean a bad day. Grief is hard work. The pain of loss moves and changes us in ways we can never predict. Changes in our life, our bodies, our families, especially when they are unexpected, jarring, debilitating. All this can leave us bereft. Finding our work is simply wandering through the unknown painfully. The centerpiece for Holy Week is the cross, walking through and recognizing Good Friday. Young people and even some grown adults will often wonder out loud, why is Good Friday called good? The pain of Jesus Christ, suffering in those final humiliating hours before he finally succumbed to his brutal death. The pain of his mother, witnessing the worst. The fear of the disciples who were hiding, and darkness which covered the entire land, and the cry of the beloved Son of God, utterly forsaken. All of this makes us wonder how any of this could be called good. And yet in these awful moments, in the remembrance of this awful, hard, and grievous day, we recall that God is doing the hard work for us, reminding us that our hard work of pain and grief in this mortal life are also being redeemed. The work of God is God with us in all our brokenness, in our suffering. The centerpiece of Holy Week, Good Friday, invites us to join our grief, indeed everything we grieve, with Christ to meet us in our darkest hour. Hearing him cry, my God, why have you forsaken me?" In this we hear even Jesus himself could not see what glory lay beyond the cross in those moments. Often neither can we in our darkest hour. This is where he meets us, where he goes before us. Good Friday is good because you can trust the cross and trust Christ's work on the cross. Your brokenness is not God's last word for you. Just because it is a hard day does not mean it is a bad day. I invite you to join your griefs, your confessions to his. Grief and confession is hard work, but resurrection and reconciliation are the good of Good Friday.